Tonight, Trump's latest tirade aimed at London's mayor.
The mayor of London, Khan, is among the worst mayors in the world.
The president was speaking on Air Force One on his way back from his state visit to the UK and said he didn't want Sir Sadiq at the Windsor banquet, but the mayor insists he never wanted to be there. Also this evening. The report they didn't want you to see, TfL under fire for suppressing the truth over the impact of low traffic neighbourhoods. We meet the martial arts master from Finchley, now a world champion at the age of 57, and
She making love, but she won't get mine 'cause I got you.
fresh from the underground, Dom Joly is here to tell us about his new tour marking 25 years of Trigger Happy TV. Good evening. The war of words between the London mayor and the US president reignited today as Donald Trump called Sir Sadiq Khan a disaster and among the worst mayors in the world. It is the latest escalation of the feud, which began in 2019 when Sir Sadiq was called a stone-cold loser for accusing the president of stirring up far-right politics. Well, this new attack from across the pond came with accusations of crime in the capital being through the roof. The mayor fired back, branding the US president's politics as one of fear and division. Antoine Allen on the transatlantic tit for tats.
The first American president welcomed here.
Donald Trump ate with the king and stood side by side with the Prime Minister. But as he departed to go home, the US president chose to continue his verbal sparring with the London mayor.
Crime in London is through the roof. The mayor of London, Mayor Khan, has done a terrible job.
Trump's a president who's known to flirt with the facts. Question is, what do the official stats say about the level of crime in the capital compared to American cities? Homicide in the capital is at a 5-year low, with London's rate lower than every US state. There were 112 homicides in London in 2023. In Los Angeles there were 331. And there were 391 in New York. That's almost 4 times as many. The president's not the only visitor that enjoys pomp and pageantry. Each day, thousands of tourists watch the changing of the guards at Buckingham Palace.
We're from right outside of New York. This seems nicer, safer.
London has really been a wonderful experience. And I can categorically say that I've not had any issue and I've not seen anyone who has had issue here in London.
But not all Londoners feel safe, and crime is continually caught on camera. The US president's claims about crime have the support of a former police officer.
There is far too much knife crime in London. It's at epidemic proportions. Whilst the murder rate has been lower in the last year or so, that's mainly down to the brilliance of the surgeons and the nurses and the paramedics.
This London School of Economics professor told ITV News the mayor's powers vastly differ to those of his counterparts in the US.
It's very hard for the mayor, and indeed most people in Britain I don't think would want it, London wouldn't want it, for the mayor to tell the police what to do. They can nudge them, encourage them, give them more money for programmes. Very hard though for the mayor to direct policing, and that's the model across the country.
City Hall denied Trump's claim about London's crime rate and the mayor wishing to banquet with the president. What remains true is, unlike the United States and Britain, Trump and Khan do not share a special relationship. Antoine Allen, ITV News.
Antoine, this makes for interesting telly, but there's a serious issue here, isn't there?
Yeah, this is a feud that's been going on for a number of years now, and it's been colourful because we had that blimp. But in terms of the political stage, the London mayor is representing everybody in the capital, and Donald Trump represents the US. Now, it's more than just whether he wanted to eat at a banquet, which the mayor's team says he did not want to do. Actually, it's two people who are on opposing sides of the political spectrum, and it means they can both score points for their base when they attack each other. But having London spoken about so negatively on the international stage doesn't look well for the capital.
All right, Anton, thank you. Well, next, there was more trouble for the mayor today, much closer to home after it emerged Transport for London chose not to publish the results of a study that showed low traffic neighbourhoods, or LTNs, do not reduce car use. Sir Sadiq Khan has repeatedly pushed the scheme's green credentials, claiming they help to bring down traffic. Well, Carolyn Sim now on the suppressed report that has enraged City Hall.
Since the bollards and planters went up, the row over LTNs has grown. The mayor supports them.
It is leading to improvements in air quality, an increase in walking and cycling.
But many people don't. And it's now been revealed that Transport for London decided not to publish a piece of research which showed LTNs might not cut the number of cars. The study by the University of Westminster last March found where car use is lower, there's only weak evidence that this could be driven by the LTN itself. This suggests, it says, that the lower car use in areas with more LTN roads is the result of the other area level and infrastructural characteristics rather than the LTN. TfL staff were then warned in an email that all of this stuff is FOI-able, meaning it's available under Freedom of Information laws. So as soon as word gets out that these reports exist, they said, we may be forced to publish what we have.
We are seeing significant amounts of cars driving out of the LTNs.
The decision has angered campaigners like Adiz, who believes LTNs make traffic jams worse.
The very people at the very top that are supposed to look after the residents have, in my opinion, turned their back upon us, not giving us the opportunity to make up our own minds to see if LTNs are working or not.
It's a constant battle trying to find out what's going on in Sadiq Khan's London, and actually suppressing information like this is outrageous.
TfL haven't commented specifically about allegations that the research was suppressed, but they said today they concluded that the data did not offer sufficient new insights to justify further investment in continuing the survey. We did find some people living here who like having LTNs.
It's safer and the air is better.
I think it's really nice though to not have too much traffic going up and down. Especially at night, like we just really don't hear very much noise.
But whatever people think about them, questions are now being asked about what transport bosses are willing to tell us. Carolyn Sim, ITV News.
Well, Transport for London is warning drivers who persistently refuse to pay ultra-low emission zone fines could be made bankrupt. TfL says it's committed to cracking down on what it called a specific group of drivers with at least 4 outstanding penalty notices who collectively owe 94% of total ULEZ debt. New methods of debt collection led to around £16 million worth of fines being recovered between January and June, and more than 530 vehicles seized by enforcement agents. Next tonight, police have appealed for potential victims of a convicted rapist to come forward, believing there could be hundreds of men who met him through online dating apps. Jonathan Carl from Hornchurch was sentenced in June to 17 years imprisonment. Officers fear there could be many out there unaware they may have contracted HIV. Our senior correspondent Ronke Phillips reports.
Yeah, afraid so. You're under arrest for an allegation of rape and GBH.
He expressed surprise, but Jonathan Carl was eventually convicted of rape and grievous bodily harm for recklessly transmitting the HIV virus. A predator who was HIV positive but had stopped taking his medication. Carl made contact with 400 men on dating apps over several years.
I would describe him as a predatory individual.
Police have already managed to trace 82 men, which leaves 318. They now hope will come forward to help them with their investigation and be referred for HIV testing.
What I'm asking victim survivors to do is to navigate and choose the best route for them as individuals. Now, we are here as the Metropolitan Police, and hopefully we have shown and demonstrated trust and confidence that we can manage investigations of sensitivity as we have with this case. But ultimately, I want every victim survivor to choose the best route for them.
A hairdresser by trade, Jonathan Carr would arrange for victims to meet him at his flat above a chip shop in Hornchurch in Essex. In a text message shown to the jury at his trial, he gave directions to one of his victims on a WhatsApp message. He said, "You see fish bar open on corner. Message me when you're here. I'll come find you." Carl's methods for finding his victims were similar to the prolific sex offender Stephen Port, seen here in CCTV footage. Both men used dating apps and both targeted vulnerable men. Port, who also lured men to his home, was convicted of 4 rapes and was given a whole life sentence for 4 murders. The Met was criticised for its failures into the way it investigated his crimes. Detectives in this case did everything to avoid the same mistakes.
We have to look back to move forward, and the learning that came from the Stephen Port inquiry was significant when we started this investigation.
Jonathan Carl is now serving a 17-year sentence for his crimes. The focus now on tracing the unidentified men. Ronke Phillips, ITV News.
Still to come on the programme.
Deliveries! Deliveries! What?
Dom Joly is here to talk to us about taking Trigger Happy onto the London stage and...
Hi, my name's Fats Timbo. Coming up on ITV London, we are going to be announcing the London Fundraiser Award, so stay tuned.
But first, the bad boys of magic, Penn and Teller, had their wish come true today, finally being inducted into the Magic Circle. The duo found fame in the mid-80s, but their habit of explaining their secrets to the audience also earned them industry disapproval. The presentation took place on the steps of the London Palladium, where they are currently performing their 50th anniversary residency. All right, let's take a look at the day's sport now.
Powering local sport in the community. Octopus Energy sponsors ITV Regional Sports Report.
Dina Asher-Smith missed out on a medal at the World Athletics Championships. The 29-year-old from Orpington finished 5th in the 200 metres in Tokyo, with British teammate Amy Hunt winning a surprise silver medal. Now a remarkable story of a martial arts coach who has mastered his craft after more than 4 decades. In his day job, David Onuma coaches at the N12 Academy in Finchley, but on top of that, he's now European and World Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion after winning the latter title in Las Vegas. An early birthday present before he turns 58 next week. Rags Martel went to meet the man who found his mojo in the dojo.
He's a Masters champion on the world's toughest mat.
World Masters champion. How does that feel?
It feels amazing. It's a lifelong goal, and I've set my mind and body towards this for many years, but it took a long time, and it's not guaranteed, but it feels absolutely amazing.
This was the moment in Las Vegas David Onuma took the crown of World Master at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
So, David, let's see the medal. Wow.
This is it.
Whoa, it's heavy. Wow, that's incredible. Can I put it on you?
Oh, thank you very much.
How does it feel?
Feels good. I've only worn this a couple of times when I was awarded it.
You should wear it all the time. It's like, go to bed in it, sleep in it. Let's talk about the sport. So people might know Jiu-Jitsu. Tell me about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What's the difference?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a style that was originated from Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. They are floor specialists rather than standing, whereas Judo, they more concentrate on the throwing. It's very intricate, locks, submission, choke holds, controls. It's a very mental style. It's been equated to human chess, because every move needs to be thought of or felt in advance, and each move that you make can be countered by your opponent. And effectively, checkmate is if you manage to trap your opponent in such a way that they have to tap and give up.
The Masters champion is now back to the day job, running the North 12 Martial Arts Academy. But his students have the benefit of being taught by the world's best professor.
How special is it to have a world champion in the dojo?
It's actually really good for the club. It's good for all of us, actually. It will help all of us.
Oh, it's fantastic. That's why I travel here an hour and a half for each session just to come here.
And also he created one of the Friday night women class as well for us. So it's really more inspiration for us.
We're just going to do a little bit of moving around from the floor.
And despite conquering the world, he still has to do the daily chores.
So nothing significant has changed. It's just that means that now, when I change the dustbins or do a little bit of cleaning, I can do it knowing that I'm a world champion doing the cleaning and changing the dustbins.
From this Finchley basement to the world's stage, David Onuma is proof a coach can also be a champion. Rex Martel, ITV News.
Now, my guest tonight made a career out of making people jump with his irritating and very loud ringtone.
Hello! What? No, I'm on ITV News London! No ideas, rubbish! Lucrece, I don't know, I don't even know what it is! Ciao!
Before we bring him into the studio, here's a quick reminder of Dom Joly and the amazing Trigger Happy TV.
Minicab!
And Miss Williamson thought she was in the house herself, and she was coming down the same stairway that was there when Samuel Pepys lived in the house. And
It's been blocked for about a week, and I don't know what it is.
Do you normally use it then?
Hey? Well, we sort of use it about this time of year, and that's about it. But if you just look up, there's a, I don't know, it could be a pigeon or something, I think.
Oh, Santa making a speedy getaway there. Dom
Yeah,
Joly, welcome to the studio. We let him in despite being so rude, not being able to say my name properly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming in. Listen, we've had a real laugh looking through all these clips this afternoon. So many good clips, so many funny moments. How did you get away with it, though?
Well, we kind of ran away most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird because I haven't really looked at it for a long time. But for this sort of 25th anniversary, I've been like looking back over all the clips.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Paris.
it kind of just reminded me of how much fun we had.
Yeah.
Literally for 3 years, we just did whatever we wanted, and it was amazing fun. And I think that's why Trigger Happy still works. Is that I think you can see it wasn't mean. And we just had a brilliant time making it. Yeah.
I mean, presumably as well, I mean, we know we work in telly, whenever you film anyone, you have to get release forms signed and all the rest of it. So did members of the public who you pranked, they were well up for it in the end, weren't they?
Well, I mean, a lot of them weren't.
Most of them.
So, like, I talk about this in the show, actually, but in the first series, about 70% of the people we filmed said no.
Oh, wow.
But the reason they said no might surprise you.
Yeah, go on.
Not because they didn't want to be on telly. Well, it was, but mainly because they were with someone that either wasn't their husband or wasn't their wife. I don't know if London is the same now, but in 2000, it was a den of adultery.
I'm sure things have changed. I'm sure things have changed, Dom.
have.
I mean, listen, you talk about this is the stage show now. This is celebrating the 25 years since the show first started. What are you going to do? What the audience, what can they expect? Because how are you going to translate that from, telly and put it on the stage?
That's a great question. So, I suddenly realised that Trigger Happy was 25 years old, which makes me feel old, and I am. My daughter was born literally at exactly the same time, so she's like the living embodiment of Trigger Happy. And I just thought I should celebrate it because, and weirdly, it started because someone had a retrospective and got me and Sam, I made it with, to watch 2 eps in a cinema with people. And there's something incredible about watching those things with everyone. It's a completely different vibe. So I thought, maybe we could do a live show. But the problem with a live show with Trigger Happy was all our stuff was with members of the public. How do we do that? So the show is more a celebration of it. I'm showing clips, I'm talking about stuff that went on behind the scenes, how ideas came by, things that went wrong. I've also got characters coming on that will chat about what they've been up to since. And of course, it's Trigger Happy, so there's going to be a lot of surprises on the audience.
It sounds fantastic. Listen, look, we've got to talk about, a lot of people right now are talking about free speech. When it comes to comedy, at the moment, we've seen what's happening in the US. We've seen Jimmy Kimmel taken off air over comments he made following the assassination of Charlie Kirk. His fellow late-night talk show hosts have rallied around him. Let's just take a look at what they said.
I do know Jimmy Kimmel, and he's a decent, funny, and loving guy, and I hope he comes back.
A great president, an even better golfer, and if you've ever seen me say anything negative about him, that's just AI.
We have another fun, hilarious, administration-compliant show
Look, you say frightening times.
It is frightening
How
times.
worried should we all be about
I think we should be really worried about it. I mean, for a start, what is the point of satire? What is the point of comedy if you don't have a go at power? And Donald Trump is power. Power, it just encapsulated. So what are they supposed to talk about? I mean, there's a, people say, oh, they didn't have a go at Biden. Well, Biden wasn't there most of the time. That was a problem, but they did. But to not have a go at Donald Trump is insane. But if you're going to have satire, and if you're going to have a president grumbling that they're taking the mickey out of him, that is fascism.
But satire plays an important role, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
Have it, yeah.
Yeah, satire is there to hold up a mirror to what we are. And if you don't understand what's funny about it, you're the problem.
OK, listen, let's get back to the comedy, though, back to Trigger Happy Telly. We talked about being too loud, you being too loud on your mobile phone. You kind of started something there, because it's kind of caught on in a big way, hasn't it? And we read a lot and hear a lot about people watching it out loud.
Oh, my God.
Do you want to take the opportunity now to apologise? The floor is yours.
No, I don't, because when I started, all people were doing was sitting on trains, basically pretending the place was their office. And I thought I would just pay to that. Now, people have got video stuff, it's like live vlogging stuff. So no, I started a monster, and I apologise for that.
All right, Dom Joly, just to say, the London gig is at the Adelphi on October the 14th. What's coming up next?
Coming up is the weather. But unfortunately, we've had a mini heat wave, the last one of the summer. You missed it. Back to gloom.
Outbreaks of ancient sites will gradually settle into an evening of pizza plates al fresco. TUI sponsors ITV London weekend weather.
Hello, too early to tell whether it was summer's final fling today, but what an afternoon it was in the sunshine, temperatures up to 26 degrees. By Sunday, quite the change, a high of 16, though to be fair, that's only a couple of degrees below the long-term average for this stage of September, but it's going to feel very different out there. The warmth coming up from the south today, but the air mass chart indicating that change to cooler colours. Arctic air coming in on Sunday, though nothing unusual for the time of year. And the transition brings a possibility of a return to showers as well. There's some heavy rain over the weekend, parts of Wales and northern England if you're heading in that direction. Though for us, just a few showers moving in later in the day tomorrow, then again developing on Sunday as that cooler weather moves in. For now, though, just a glorious end to the day. Clear skies for the first part of the night, but I think there'll be some clouds starting to push in as the night goes on, and maybe some mistiness around at times too. And it's been humid today, and will be again tonight, around 13 to 15 degrees as we kick off the weekend. More cloud around to begin the day, that will thin and break at times to allow some hazy sunny spells to come through. There's a slight chance of a shower at any time, but I think more so later on in the day as this system tries to feed something our way from the west. I think for most of us, for most of the day, it'll stay dry. Not as warm, not as much sunshine around, but still definitely on the warm side into the low 20s. And then overnight and into Sunday, that chance of some showers around, I think more so during Sunday. I think there's a greater chance of picking them up on Sunday as it turns cooler. And it stays on the cool side into next week as well, often dry, the chance of occasional showers.
TUI sponsors ITV London weekend weather.
Thanks, Nick. Now, this week we've been meeting inspirational Londoners making a difference in their community. Amy, Vincent, George, Alex and Jenny were all nominated by family and friends to be in with the chance of becoming London's regional finalist at the Pride of Britain Awards. But there can be only one winner. Daisy Bucell has been to meet them.
It's been a week of meeting inspirational Londoners. From Amy's transformation of a hospital play area in memory of her son Dylan, Vincent's commitment to helping homeless people in the capital, George's campaigning for baby safety reforms after the loss of his baby Jimmy, to Alex and Jenny's unwavering support for families with Angelman syndrome after their son Leo's diagnosis. But only one can be named Fundraiser of the Year. Deciding who was down to our panel of judges, our editor Hannah, presenter Charlene, and guest judge, comedian and author Fats Timbo.
Everyone's stories is amazing and I think needs awareness, but I think our winner really has shone a light on issues that have never been talked about before.
Well, the judges have made their decision and our winner is actually in the garden just behind me. They have no idea that they've won, so let's go and surprise them.
I'm joined here now by the amazing George Alderman and a load of his family and friends who have helped in his fundraising journey. Now, George, I actually told you here that I wanted you to come here today to speak to all your friends and family about the amazing work that they've done with Jimmy's Cuddle. That is true, partly true, but the main reason I actually wanted to bring you here was to tell you that you are ITV News London's fundraiser of the year.
It's amazing, like I said in the interview before, like it's all for Jimmy, so this is for Jimmy's awards, and just to try and keep his memory alive, and just to feel like yeah, like he had more of a life than the 7 weeks that he was with us. So it's just like beyond like anything that I could have ever imagined, so thank you so much.
I'm just so proud of George and everything he's done for Jimmy's Cuddle, and I think from the moment Jimmy was in intensive care, George's first thought was always like about other babies, like even from the start. I just think that's so brave and strong, because that's a quality I don't think I have. So yeah, I'm so proud of you.
You're so brave and so strong, like you've been amazing. Like I couldn't have done it obviously without Ellie, also doing it for Arthur and Harry.
With friends and family around him, it's clear that this day meant a lot to them all.
I can't believe it, and I can believe it because George has been so amazing with all of this. I'm just so proud of him. I'm proud of Ellie.
I find it incredible that people go through such, you know, sort of traumatic experiences, and to be able to give something back to a charity like ours is amazing.
I mean, the work that George is doing is absolutely fantastic. I mean, his calm composure and his commitment not only to fundraising but to raising awareness around baby carrier safety is phenomenal.
Everyone at St George's Hospital Charity is going to be over the moon about this award. It's not only, I'd say, life-changing, the work that he's doing is also life-saving.
George will now join the other regional winners at the Pride of Britain Awards later this year and be in with a chance of becoming National Fundraiser of the Year. But that aside, for George, the focus will always remain raising money, saving lives, and most of all, remembering Jimmy. Daisy Bussell, ITV News.
Oh, and we wish George the very best of luck at the awards next month. But that is it from us. The evening news is next with Charlene. From everyone on the London team, bye-bye. Have a great evening.